Hi guys, so we are in Unit 2, the last lesson. Remember the last lesson in all of these series, part of the agriculture curriculum is to give you employability skills. So we're going to be talking about building professional skills, which are really, really important. So the one we're talking about today is record keeping and written communication. Again, especially being in a virtual school, all of these skills are even more important for you to use. So even if you work outside with animals all day, you're going to need some sort of record keeping skills and written communication skills. So we're going to talk about some of those. Records, especially if you're an agriculturalist and you're running your own business, for you as a virtual student, keeping up with what is due and when I need to do it, you need to keep a good organization. So as agriculturalists, there's lots of different commuter programs. My dad had one called Cattle Max, and it was like a Excel sheet on steroids for cattle. So it would tell you like when that cow was bred, when that cow had a baby, who the daddy was, all that sorts of things. There's dairy farms where the cows have like an electric thing on their collar. And when they go into the parlor to get milked, it recognizes and pulls up everything you need to know about that cow on a computer. So that's really neat. It tells you its body temperature. So if you know if it's sick or has a fever, it tells you how many gallons of milk it milked that day, who its mom and dad are, how many babies it's had, what breed it is, all those sorts of things, how old it is. So it's really neat. So those are really extreme record keeping methods, and there's some smaller ones, but to have a good business, you need to have great records. So for production records, things you might record, harvest yields. So how much did a harvest? They've got tractors now with systems in it. When you're combining, it'll tell you automatically how much corn is being harvested. Pesticide spray records. So you need to record what you've sprayed, what pesticide you used. Food safety traceability. Labor is a good one to keep track of because you have to report that all to the IRS. And there's some more. Financial records, of course, are important. Labor costs, income from sales, your taxes. When you get older, you'll find out it's important to keep everything for tax purposes. Loan balances, all of those. So record keeping is one type of written communication you'll use. You're also going to need to know how to write professional letters and emails. So with all of professional letters and emails, the same way, you need to use a greeting, a salutation, like Dear Mr. Soto, Dear Miss Bramer, not just Hey Miss, or so go right into it. You always need to have a greeting. And then at the end, you'll always have a closing, such as sincerely, and then you are going to sign and type. These are just professional things that are going to put you right up there and make you look a little bit better on paper to other people. So another strong part of running a business and having good business skills is strong communication. So that's having strong communication skills. Nonverbal communication, even if you're not talking, you are communicating. So having great body language is a good way to run a good business. So it says, like, we tell people we're bored if we just look away, we're checking our phones, shocked by our expressions, excited by moving our hands, or sad by crying. So there's all sorts of nonverbal communications that you may or may not do. So a good thing, if you're in a professional setting, is to be aware of what nonverbal communication you're putting off. Okay, if you're just standing there with your arms crossed, not great verbal communication. You need eye contact, active listening, and make sure that the person knows you are listening. Communicating online. Here's a big one for this school. So always choose your words carefully online. Remember, once it's on the internet, it's there forever. So make sure you use the internet wisely, and that's in all terms, because what you post now, you probably aren't going to wish you'd posted maybe when you're 30. So make sure you act professional online, because that does not go away. So online meetings or in-person meetings, there's certain etiquette that you have to have. There's a vocab word, agenda, which is a list of items to be discussed in the meeting. So that's typically what's going to happen in a meeting. They'll give you an agenda and you will follow it. So some common principles of good meeting are equality. All members of the group have rights to be heard and vote on an action, so everyone is important. Majority rules, a majority of members must agree to be approved. One person speaks at a time. You don't speak over each other. And you speak respectfully. Okay, you can debate, that's great, but it's got to be civil. So respectful and orderly meetings are how you get good ideas to get flowing. Then you've got some knowledge check questions. And then we've got some activities that I'm going to talk about in the next video. So the moral of this lesson is on business communication. Use whole complete sentences, a greeting and a closing. If you're doing an email, write a subject, and not the subject can't just be, "Hey, miss." Be aware of your nonverbal communication. Be a great communicator, active listener, and courteous to others in a meeting.